Hi, I'm Pat Sharp, and I'm here with the Your Era blog by Zingo Bingo to play yesterday's news. Pat Sharp, my mullet was cool, but I couldn't have it now. I'd look like... I reckon that would be the guy from Tiger King, and I can't remember his name, but he's in prison, but not for the hair. There he is. Look at him. Wow. He's so ashamed of his mullet that he's wearing a hat. Something I never did. Mine was always free-flowing, but it was definitely that guy from Tiger King, yes. I remember this. Aliens land in my ear because I had a mullet. This is a weird headline. The day the earth will stand still. I think it was to do with Y2K when we were all worried that at midnight the world would stop. And there you are. January the 1st, 2000. So only a quarter of a century ago. What? This is a headline that everybody remembers, and I'm pretty sure everybody remembers it because it was so ironic. The Sun have often come up with great headlines. And Freddie Starr ate my hamster. Of course it was, yes. And it was some story around Freddie Starr and some ex of his or something where he got upset, so he ate a hamster, so to speak. That's not euphemism, by the way. And Freddie Starr was in the same season, 2011, of The Jungle in I'm a Celebrity that I was in, and I didn't see him eat a single hamster. He just had rice and beans and the odd bandicoot. It's like a giant gerbil. You've got to have one of those if you're feeling really peckish. TV presenter Pat Sharp reveals he will DJ at wedding. Which wedding? Come back, continue. I reckon that'll be Mark and Michelle. Mark Wright and Michelle Keegan? Yes! There you go. I met Mark when I was in the jungle with Mark in 2011, and my wife was in the Versace Hotel with his mum and dad, Mark Sr. and Carol, who we see regularly, and we just saw them on Saturday, and they become our best friends from them sipping wine in the hotel whilst me and Mark ate rice and beans in the jungle. Seems fair, doesn't it? But all these years on, we're great pals, so it's very nice. Newspapers at the time were interesting, and I had a bit of a run-in with somebody who was a newspaper columnist in Bizarre, which I think is still going today. It's like the showbiz section of the Sun. And since then, Nick Ferrari, of course, prestigious broadcaster from LBC. He is a former writer of that column, and before him was Piers Morgan. And he actually wrote a piece about me when I had won the smash hits, best DJ, best this, best that, most fanciable male, this one, that one. I was in every single section. It was my time. I was in everything. But I'd also won most hated person, most unattractive male, and also I think they actually had a category, the worst thing since AIDS, and I was pretty much in there as well. So because I was kind of out there, I was in every section. Anyway, he printed all the bad things, worst haircut, worst this, worst that, and everything, but he didn't print any of the good things that I had aforementioned there, and I didn't get any of that credit. So I wrote him a letter on headed notepaper from Capital Radio, saying I was very upset that you didn't include me in the best section. And of course, he then printed that letter saying, "Sour grapes, Pat doesn't like being called the worst." And then I realised that you do not engage with the press because they will win. So it was a good learning curve for me, and I was very happy to, the following year, not be in the best or the worst section, so it didn't really matter. That was yesterday's news with me, Pat Sharp, for Zingo Bingo's Your Era blog.